is the MugenMarketWatch, and this is our NBA Top Shot 101 series. And today I will be talking about two things. One, I want to talk about the Cool Cat Challenge that just happened. We have some very, very interesting things that are going on right now as we speak. I've been tracking the market since 6 this morning, my time. And then secondly, I want to make another video that was, I want to talk about something else that was asked. Um, a viewer had a budget of $50 and he or she actually hit me up wondering to see if, okay, what is the best value buy that you can get for $50? And I was contemplating on doing the video just because at that time when I got the question, I wasn't 100% sure if I can find anything, but I really want to let everybody know the market is dipping right now, and we're going to talk about that as well too. So it's important for you to watch this video thoroughly. All right, and let's get into this because right as we speak right now, people are undercutting each other right now in real time as we speak. And I want to show you ladies and you guys that just because this is now we can kind of see how the market works. It's important to see these things. This is why this is the Market Watch. But before we get into this video, definitely like if you found some value, and also subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell notification button. And also follow me on Twitter, where I do polls and I also tweet about NBA Top Shot all the time, and also just NBA in general. I will be trying to learn more about NFTs. That might be down the line though, but right now it's all Top Shot and it's all NBA. So hit me up on Twitter at Joseph Mugen. I will leave that in the link down below. And also I will have some other stuff that I might leave down below, but we'll see. All right, so so we have some interesting things that are happening right now as far as the Cool Cat Challenge. That's where I want to get to. And this is where you really, really see people undercutting each other. We can probably see people undercut each other in real time. So what is going on right now? Well, I mean, I'm just going to talk about this for a couple minutes just so that because the Cool Cat Challenge just ended, obviously. So that's another reason. And it's good to just gauge these prices, to compare these prices real quick, just so everybody have an understanding what happens after challenges. All right, so now we just got our Cool Cat Anthony Davis delivered to us. Right now you can see it going for about 1,034. And for me, I know that that's really low because I know it's probably people just flipping, trying to either make money real quick as the market is dipping to have those funds available for when they let us open our packs after the weekend. They're supposed to notify us. So as you can see here, this Luka and this Cool Cat, these are both the rewards, and the Luka sitting at 7,600, obviously because it's the first reward, and for the Master Challenge, you need the Luka no matter what, and that's why it's the most expensive. And then the Anthony Davis is only at 1,034. This is low. So if you want to flip long term, or if you want to invest long term for 1,000 compared to the Luka, I think it could be a pretty good investment in the long term. But don't take my word for it because I got them. I actually did the challenge, so I have the Anthony Davis. I was contemplating on buying it, and by that I mean I did make funds available on my Dapper account. So let's just talk about this real quick. Okay, let's see if this Tyler Hero here is going to get lower, because I've been tracking it since at 350 because I was contemplating on buying it because I need it for the challenge. The Tyler Hero moment that I have right now is actually borrowed. See, look at that, boom. I think that was at 268, and now it's at 260. If this Tyler Hero hits 200, I'm buying that. And if this Tyler, and then if, because I have the PJ Washington already, and I have the other two. I borrowed this John Wall from my brother, who I also got into NBA Top Shot. So they're not. He's not going to do the Luka challenge because he doesn't. I mean, the Master Challenge, because he just wants to collect and grab packs. That's a different type of investor. But oh man, sorry about this. And now I want to compare the prices real quick. Just try to just bear with me a little bit longer here, because as we can see, this Tyler Hero is at 260. I almost bought it for 1,000 until I thought about, hey, you know what? Why don't I just rent it from my buddy? I actually read it from about like $100, and then I'm going to return it to him later today once I purchase one of these Tyler Heroes, just depending on how low the price get. Because why is it important for me as a cool cat, someone who's going towards a cool cat master challenge, to get it right now? Because it's at its low. This is the lowest I've seen this Tyler Hero since the pack release of the series 2. Why is it important for me to get it right now? Well, it might not hit that $700 mark like Devin Booker here, but Devin Booker and Tyler Hero, I guess you can say, in the tiers of the cool cats, they're the most expensive. So that's why this Devin Booker at 5,000 is sitting at 700, while John Collins and a few of the other cool cat moments are sitting a little bit more below that. Sorry, hold on. Nose here. And then, well, why is that important? Because I see, oh man, this out here went just back up. It might be time for me to buy. Let me see if I can get it for like 260 again, I'll probably grab it. And I'm probably gonna try to grab that John Wall for maybe 100, just so that I can, although I've completed it already, that way I can just send it to my buddies, send their moments back to them. But why is this important? Because we can see this price as far as Sally Hero sticking, kind of like Devin Booker's. I don't know if the value is going to be as much as the Devin Booker, just due to the count. And not just that, but it's for people that are doing the Cool Cat Challenge, it is required that you go and get that Luca, which is at 7,000, and it's out of reach. All right, now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video here. Thank you for actually watching it for this long. So now we're going to see if we can find value under $50. All right, so we just filter here real quick. And to me, honestly, I will let everybody know that I think that the market right now is value. I don't think there's any moment that is, there are moments that are going to be too expensive, but for under 100, I don't think it's I don't think it's too bad. So we have under 50. So thank you for watching the video for this long. And I just definitely appreciate it, because I do want people to see that how people are just literally undercutting each other in real time. And not just that, but all right, so let's look at value. What is valuable at 50? Who would I buy, or who would I think about buying at 50? All right, as you can see here, we have Kobe White. I probably would grab him. Maybe if he hits a little bit lower, maybe under 35, it will probably get him. For him, 36 is decent. And I do want to let everybody know, these minted are actually already minted. These moments are actually minted, so they're only going to go up in value as far in the long term. So even if you buy somebody right now, or if you had access funds and you're to, for example, get this Bismarck Biyombo, in the long term, hold it for 6 months if you really have to make a come up. If you really think about the long term, these 15,000 counts are very low. Our next count is about 15,000 plus to 25,000. And then as more and more people come into the market, the numbers are only going to get higher as far as mints, just because there's going to be more demand for packs, more demand. They want to make it fair for newcomers as well too. So, and it's very similar to the card market, but in Top Shot though, with the NFT backing it up, blockchain, it makes it different, because every moment is actually different from the next moment, even if it's the same player and same moment, if that makes any sense. All right, so Kobe White, I think that is a good buy, would be a good buy. I would, like I said, under 35, maybe under 30 if the market keeps going down. It just depends on the time that you have to actually pay attention to the market. But the market is dipping as we speak. Why? Because people are just getting done with the Cool Cat Challenge, as far as Anthony Davis, and the gift challenge just ended as well. I'm not as interested in the gift challenge, so I didn't do it, because long term, I was thinking Cool Cat Master Challenge. Right now, Michael Porter Jr., I said that he was actually overpriced. I did explain why he was overpriced. I thought that he was just overpriced because of hype, but he was actually overpriced because he was he was a base moment that you needed for the Anthony Davis Cool Cat Challenge. So he was going for like 74, 75 to about $100. And then now he's dropped now. I think he would be a good long-term investment. I'm not saying buy, but these are just guys that have big names or have done decently well throughout the season. And if, they're good players, that's where the value is at, and where the prices are at too, especially if you're someone new coming into this market. Dwayne Bacon, I think, is decent. I'm not sure if I'll buy him though. TJ McConnell, TJ's been doing decently this season. The Pacers have been doing okay. I think they're at fourth or fifth in the playoff hunt right now, or seeding wise. DeAndre Ayton, I think, is a good value, just because Chris Paul's over there with the Phoenix Suns, and you have Devin Booker. They're able to spread the floor a little bit. I don't know if I would get him for 35 though, but like I said, if you're looking for the long term, like, think 6 months. All right, if you're going to make this purchase, think at least 6 months. I'm not trying to tell you to do a quick flip. Yes, there is that potential. As long as you're making a profit, that's what a flip is, right? So if these moments start going up to, like, for example, this Eric Bledsoe here, which is actually, I think, a decent value, because I've seen it higher. But like, if you think that $17 is not bad, and you want to sell it for 25 when the market starts to rise, go right ahead. That's what a flip is. But there is no guarantee when the market's going to go back up. You can kind of anticipate it, but at the same time, I didn't anticipate the market dipping like it did today as well. But just keeping track of the market, I knew that it did. Fred VanVleet for sure is a good buy or a good investment, just because he's been balling out. He just signed a contract last year with the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors actually started off slow this year, but they've been balling out since I think since the beginning of I think they were like 2-10 or something like that, and then they've turned it around. Fred VanVleet is a part of that. Pascal Siakam is supposed to be his dynamic duo, but he hasn't been showing up. But he also has Kyle Lowry as well too there, and not just. But I mean, I think this price could dip lower, because I think he is under COVID protocol. Do that research. Do that extensive research. This is just what I've heard, and yeah. For example, Spencer Dinwiddie's hurt right now, so I think this is a really good value buy, because if you look at JaVale McGee and if you compare him to Spencer Dinwiddie, and this is just for newer buyers with a budget, okay? I would rather go for Spencer. Yes, he's hurt right now, but he also plays for the Brooklyn Nets, and I don't see them trading him yet. We'll have to see. And even if he gets traded, it might actually even bring up his value. We don't know, but I think for 20, that's a decent. That's a pretty good value, especially if you're comparing it to JaVale McGee. Otto Porter Jr., I mean, I think his prices hasn't moved. I think he was at 19 or 29 for a long time, and that's not a bad buy. Nerlens Noel, decent. I mean, if you have money to blow, and if you're just trying to collect these series 2 moments, go right ahead. I'm not gonna say no. All these are actually decent buys, because as they release series 3, these will go up. I don't know by how much, but they will go up, because just of the the mint numbers, the limited edition. Those are 2 things that you have to consider right off the bat. I'm just letting people know these are players that I like, or I think that has value. De'Aaron Fox is really good. I really like De'Aaron Fox. If you just because he's getting better and better as a player every year since he was drafted. He has been hurt the last couple of years here and there, but he's starting to rely more on his jumper, and he's a really, really, really fast dude. He is the dude that made Dwayne Wade retire, or made Dwayne Wade realize that he should retire, because of how quick he is. So, and he's pretty creative. He's a left-handed player. Most left-handed players are pretty crafty. Just look at James Harden, and look at Goran Dragic, some of the more craftier left-handers. OG Anunoby, he is, I think at 25, I would probably get him, but he's not a starter from what I know, because there's Van Vliet and there's Kyle Lowry over there. So I mean, I actually don't even know what position he plays. He might actually play like power forward, but he has made some clutch shots. I mean, if you look at the bubble last year, he made that really quick three with like less than a second left. Jeremy Grant. All right. So this year, I have to be honest, I would probably get Jeremy Grant here just because he's been balling out for the Pistons. The Pistons are my team. And this is that example where personal, like where personal feelings or personal your personal thoughts starts to come into it. I think that he's a decent buy from what I've seen the prices at. I do have a Jeremy Grant already, I think, so I might buy if it gets maybe to $20. We'll see how the market goes. Definitely keep track of the market for the rest of the day. And for those who see this video too late, I do apologize, but you can still get some value in this video just because now you can see what's actually going on in real time if I was to keep refreshing this, because people are undercutting each other. And back to another a value buy, or talk about value, right? So Markelle Fultz, I actually followed him quite a lot this year. When I was buying sports cards, I invested in him quite a lot. Why? Because he was one, he was drafted before Lonzo Ball and a few others. Um, but he was able to kind of make a comeback this year, but then he ended up tearing his ACL. He did sign a contract with Orlando last year, an extension actually, in between to this year. I think it was a 3 or 4 year extension for like 70 mil, somewhere around there. But I think it's still a value buy, because if you compare him to Spencer Dinwiddie, who is also not playing, he's at 22 and 20. So now you can kind of, Spencer Dinwiddie might be the better buy, and I'll explain why real quick. Another reason, the reason why is because of this young cat that they actually drafted, the Orlando Magic's Cole Anthony. He's been doing really well. I started tracking him since I bought his rookie moment for a decent price. That's been going up just because of how the market is working as far as the NBA Top Shot market, and because of the limited print runs that's within the market. But yeah, do be aware that Cole Anthony could take over Markelle Fultz's job next year. I believe they both play point guard. Unless Cole Anthony can be a wing, then that'll actually be really good for the Orlando Magic, because they also have Vucevic that also made the All-Star this year too, and he's been balling out, uh, almost like just probably like 25 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. I'm just going off the top of my head because I just know that he did pretty decent, because he did be Sabonis in the All-Star voting, and Sabonis was averaging about those type of numbers. And if you don't know who Sabonis is, he plays for the Pacers. We might see him. Well, I'll probably say that's a value buy. So if we get to him, then I'll talk about him. Horford right here, 19 is not bad. Troy Brown Jr., that's not bad. I don't know if I'll buy them, just because these aren't guys that I really pay attention to. But if you do pay attention to these guys, these might be good buy. Or if you're just more of a logic guy, like, okay, well, if you can see these going up, then purchase them, because they have gone up. The market is dipping. So, buy, if, that's what they say, buy when the market is dipping, sell when the market's high. This Derrick Jones Jr. here is very interesting, because it is a 12,000 limited edition, and you have to consider that when as far as print runs. That's why it's a little bit more expensive, and this is a dunk. If you didn't know, Derrick Jones Jr. won the slam dunk contest last year. He got traded from Miami to the Portland Trailblazers. He's been doing okay. He hasn't started. If anything, Gary Trent Jr. has been doing pretty well over there since CJ McCollum got hurt. So I don't think they have a Gary Trent Jr. moment yet, but I think once it releases, that might be a good investment long term, because CJ seems to be getting hurt a lot. Oh, and also CJ is actually on NBA Top Shot, and he was actually talking about Top Shot. And I do hope that he stays healthy, because I think that he is a very talented player, very good shooter as well too. Jackson Hayes here, I don't know too much about him, so that $28, that's on you there. Malik Beasley, that's on you. I picked up a few. I haven't really heard much about him because I got him. I didn't pick him up. I got him in packs. So Do research there. Maxi Kleebler, that's on you. Dennis Schroeder. See, Dennis Schroeder, I think if this dips around that 35 to, if I say 30, it hits that 30 mark, I think this is a good investment just because Dennis Schroeder's been balling out. He is, right now, he's LeBron James's right-hand man. From what I know, when he just got back from COVID protocol. He didn't get COVID. It was just, the NBA protocol, whatever. But when him and LeBron played, I think they're like 8-1 or something like that together. This guy is, I really like him. As far as a player, he's very scrappy. He'll pick anybody up from 94 feet, and he's a playmaker as well too. He's very quick, and he's able to create shots for other players. He's kind of like a Rondo plus, I don't know, like Rondo plus somebody really fast. Rondo, Pat Bev, and Chris Paul kind of all mesh into one because he can score. He's averaging about 15 points this year with some decent amount of assists. All right, Robin Lopez. Not someone, I don't really keep track of big men. So if you do, you can look into that. Clint Capella. This is a 12,000. These are 12,000s. So these actually might be good value buys if you're trying to go more for that mint rarity. So if you can go back and look at Robin Lopez, Clint Capella, and then I believe there was Derrick Jones Jr. up here. That way you might want to cross, reference those three prices, or you might just want to look into the 12,000 if that's what you're aiming for. That's also another strategy and tactic that I would probably use. But right now, I don't think there's anybody in that 12,000 count that I would really, that I'm really aiming to get. All right, so Miles Bridges, I think, is a decent buy. I wish they had Markelle Bridges because that's a guy that LaMelo Ball gets along with pretty well. Always lobbing the ball to him. They call him Airbnb. But I've seen this one go up decent. But I don't know if 28 might be too expensive. Now all the attention is all on LaMelo. Even Devontae Graham hasn't been getting any shine lately. I don't know what's been going on over there because it's all LaMelo and Gordon Hayward. And Gordon Hayward's here too, so we're going to talk about him as well too. Pascal Siakam, he's had a slow start this year. I think if this hits below 30, I might be tempted. But I do have a couple Pascal Siakams already. And, if you're a Raptors fan, if it dips, I think this is a good value buy if you're a Raptors fan. Clint Capella, like I was saying, this is the 12,000, so you have to cross-reference those 12,000s to really try to gauge the price. Let me see. Jordan Clarkson, he's been balling out. If it hits under 1,500, if it hits under $40, that might be a good thought to actually buy. One guy that I do like is actually D'Angelo Russell. One, because he's a left-hander, and I think he's undervalued at the moment because there's so much attention to Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, aka Cat. This guy's a scorer too. He's been known to score. I think he was averaging at least like 20 plus points per game. When I last checked his stats like about a year ago. I don't know how he's doing with the Timberwolves right now. But definitely do your research. But at 24 for D'Angelo Russell, he has a lot of potential in the long term. So definitely think about that. Dylan Brooks has been doing okay. I don't know. The Grizzlies hasn't been doing that well. Ja's been struggling a little bit here and there. But if you believe in Ja, then definitely look into Dylan Brooks. Or if you want to invest in Ja and he's too expensive, Dylan Brooks might be the next best thing you can get, because I know Ja's pretty expensive as far as his 15,000 counts. Lonnie Walker. I don't really pay attention to the Spurs. One guy that I do pay attention to on the Spurs is Keldon Johnson and DeJounte Murray. I believe DeJounte Murray. All right. Oh, wow. So this actually ends our $50 moments, or value as far as $50 moments. All right. So we got Darius Garland sitting at 24. They want to let everybody know Cavs aren't doing too well. Don't think that they're going to be doing any better. But if this does hit like that if Darius Garland hits about that $15 to like $17, that might be a good value buy there because you are getting him for under 20 bucks. So, you know, this way you can kind of stretch your money a little bit with that 50, you know, might be able to pick up 2 or 3 moments depending on how you gauge it, or definitely aim for 2 moments, especially if you can't find anybody that you like. Here, there's a couple of guys that I think are good value buys as far as 50. If you have that 50, but if you want to switch it up a little bit, definitely, you know, try to, you know, and if, especially if you're thinking about long term, you know, you can probably get about 2 moments for sure if you're thinking long term, and you know, you want to just grab the lowest moments. The long term, definitely a good buy, regardless, or good investment. And before I end this video, just want to let everybody know this is not financial advice. These are just thoughts, my thoughts on value of the players, my thoughts on the market. And yeah, that's really about it. Other than that, this is Mr. Mugen with the Mugen Market Watch, and this is our NBA Top Shot one-on-one series. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, and leave a like if you thought this video brought you value. I will be releasing another video